Hey everybody, so I just wanted to give you a quick what's going on with me and why there's been a little bit of silence, because there's just so much going on at this exact moment. So this is just an update on what I'm doing and what's going on with me right now, and I appreciate your patience as I deal with this process. So essentially I am dealing with the fact that I just had a flood in my apartment and that displaced me. That means all my stuff is in various places, and I'm still trying to figure out where my stuff is because other people have been helping me manage that, and it's still complicated and confusing. Then we also have the fact that I was moved to a hotel, and when I was moved to the first hotel, which actually was in the White Marsh area, a residence inn, my van was vandalized on the parking lot. A solar panel was ripped off my roof, and my video camera was tampered with, and I had to deal with, vandalism to my van while I'm trying to stay at a hotel while I'm in transition from my apartment having a flood. Then I came back to my hotel room and my medications were tampered with and stolen. So any of the things that I use to get through, and we're talking about regular daily medications. I am also going through menopause. So this is a woman's time in my life where I have hot flashes, and these are just some of the symptoms that I'm dealing with as a middle-aged woman. And it's not necessarily fun, and having this medication helps me to deal with these issues. And somebody stole all my medications. Not only that, but other important medications as well. So the point is that just having a hotel violate your privacy, violate a boundary when a door sign was on the door that said, "Do not disturb." And yet, even with that sign on the door, housekeeping and maintenance came in, and I believe it was housekeeping that took my medications because of the way that they did what they did. There was wet water inside of my pill containers that they left behind, and then the containers that were completely full with a 90-day supply, they stole all of those medications, and then they left behind empty boxes of where the medication was. So it's just going to show that it was pre-calculated and premeditated, and what they were taking and how they were taking it to give the illusion that they weren't taking anything. And then somebody put a pair of my wool socks in my toiletries bag where the medication was taken. And then they took my vitamins that were in the kitchenette and they put them in my toiletries bag so that that would be holding the space where they took the other medications. Hello? So, needless to say, this has been a difficult time trying to get on the phone and negotiate with my health insurance company, the claims with my renter's insurance policy, the vandalism claims with my car insurance policy. All of these things have been taking a tremendous amount of my time, in addition to the renter's insurance policy for the flood in the apartment, which displaced me to begin with. So yes, I've been under a tremendous amount of stress. In addition to that, I am dealing with my father, who is in hospice, and he is not a happy person. He's very angry, and he's not so happy with God, and that's again his walk, his challenges, and he's just an angry person right now. And so your prayers are appreciated. Any prayers that you can send to me and to my family, greatly appreciated. And then on top of all that, I am in graduate college. I just started on August the 19th, and I am trying to take my classes and do my homework and do my reading and write my papers. And I was supposed to be located in Virginia Beach by now, but now I'm still in Maryland dealing with all these problems, and now I'm online instead of in person because of all the challenges that have happened. So what I'm getting at is, you may have a plan, but God is going to tweak your plan. You may think that you're going in a certain direction, but God is going to redirect you in the ways that he wants you to go and where he wants you to be. I may look at these circumstances and say, I'm irritated, I'm annoyed, I'm disappointed, I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, and all of those emotions and feelings, most certainly, I have felt them during this whole process. I'm human. I have a whole range of emotions. The difference is I am moving in action towards task-oriented completion based on looking at the big picture, breaking it down into smaller parts, and saying, what do I need to do to conquer these problems? In life, we have problems, and we are going to need to solve those problems, and we have to use our resources, our mind, and to move through those tasks to get things completed. Now, is this fun for me? The answer to that question would be not so much. It's a lot of detail management. But what I'm learning in this process is how to deal with claims. I'm learning how to deal with people with claims. I'm learning how to keep better records, and I'm learning where I wasn't keeping as good of records as I thought I was because I was relying on certain methods for other companies to take care of those records for me. And what I'm finding out is that it is very important to have these records in a PDF accessible format, that you don't have to go online in order to get this information or data, that you already have those PDFs stored on your computer, on your hard drive, on a USB drive, whatever, so that you can quickly access those documents and ship them off to whoever needs to get them, either by uploading or by email. So what I'm learning is, even though I had a process, God is showing me how to be a better manager of my resources regarding paper and digital management. So this whole process of all these claims is bringing me to a higher level of understanding about being very detail oriented. So it is a life lesson. It is a season that God is bringing me through. And also, all of these things are also tying into being a graduate student. Being a graduate student is all about proof. It's about finding peer-reviewed resources that are legitimate, people that have done already research in the past that communicates some of the same points that you're trying to prove, and these people are either against or for your particular point of view that you're trying to prove. And so you need to understand how to research quality resources for facts. And so these are things that I'm learning as a graduate student. And combined with all the things that I'm learning from these claims with my insurances, it's also showing me how important it is to have excellent, organized records. And it's also showing me how important it is to have these records available at your fingertips, as opposed to trying to have to regenerate everything in the middle of crisis. That's what makes it difficult. So I've learned certain things in the past, when my fiance died and when I had to deal with death and grief and loss and business loss and financial loss and claims in regards to that. And now I'm learning it on a new level with additional things. So I hope that gives you a small example of what I'm dealing with. And if you are dealing with some of these same things, my prayers definitely go out to you. And I encourage you to find ways to reset yourself. For me, that is reading some Bible verses or listening to something on YouTube that's uplifting and inspiring. In addition to that, sometimes it's just watching a funny movie, just a little bit of an escape to just get away from the challenges of the day, and then to come back to reality and all the other tasks that are yet to be done that still need to be crossed off the task list, the master task list, because I need to complete these goals. So I hope that helps with anybody else who's dealing with multiple challenges that are all happening at the same time. And as for those of you who are dealing with someone who is, dealing with a potential, upcoming death for somebody that might be dealing with cancer, or that somebody is dying, again, my prayers go out to you that sometimes when people are dying, they're not very nice. They are mad at themselves for what they did and didn't do, and they tend to take it out on people. And unfortunately, I've been a brunt of some of this anger and aggression. And is it fun? No, it is not fun at all. And at the same time, we also need to create boundaries to protect ourselves, and at the same time to also offer grace to people as they are in their end of life transition of dealing with the bad decisions that they made previously and the consequences of those decisions. Now, God is in control and miracles can happen. And usually that means when two or more are in agreement, in alignment, and that they are under the grace of God and understanding what that means, and true believers in the word and true believers in declaring and decreeing. And if that's not part of where someone is, then they're not probably going to see the miracle. They need to be in alignment. And if they are against God or are talking against God in any way and being negative, then that pushes away the blessings. So again, we pray for everyone, but we can't make everyone understand what we understand, and we can't force feed people that don't want to be fed. So it's again up to the individual whether or not they want to make the changes and whether or not they want to do what's necessary to come into alignment so that other people can continue to act on their behalf. But if there's not that agreement, then it becomes challenging. So I hope that you are navigating through all of the challenges that you are faced with, and that you are doing it with patience and with grace. Have a good day, everybody.